Have you ever wondered why some things you see online just stick with you, while other stuff vanishes from your brain in like 5 seconds? Well, today we're going to decode the two secret languages of the internet. We're looking at two totally different viral hits to figure out how powerful stories and just pure, unfiltered vibes manage to hook us in completely different ways.
Okay, let's just dive right in with this one. Imagine hearing these words on a film set in front of everybody. A major star says this to your face. Right away, you know you've been dropped in to the middle of some serious drama. This is the start of a story.
So, where does this intense moment come from? It's from an interview with actress Tamana Bhatia. She was talking about something that happened early in her career, and honestly, it's a perfect example of how a simple, well-told story can go viral for all the right reasons. Let's break this down because it's beautiful. It's got this classic, almost perfect structure. First, you have the boundary. Tamana says no to something she's uncomfortable with. Then, bam, the threat. A huge star tries to publicly humiliate her. You can just feel the tension, right? The whole set goes quiet. But then you get the resolution. She holds her ground and, get this, he apologizes the next day. And finally, the reflection. She looks back on it with pride. It's a whole, satisfying story packed into less than a minute. So why is this little clip so powerful? It's not just about what happened. It's about how the story is built. It taps into something deep in our brains, something that just absolutely loves a good narrative. See, a great story has a few key ingredients. In this one, you've got clear characters, the underdog versus the powerful star. The conflict is super high stakes. I mean, her career could be on the line. And the theme, standing up for yourself, that's something we can all relate to. But maybe most important of all, it has a clean, satisfying ending. Our brains are literally wired to love this stuff. It just clicks. It gives us this sense of order in a world that often feels pretty chaotic. Okay, so we get how a good story works. But what happens when you just take all of that away? What about all that viral content out there that has no characters, no plot, and definitely no resolution? So let's completely switch gears. We're going to a totally different corner of the internet for our next example. And I want you to just feel the shift in energy. It's a whole different ballgame. And it just starts. Hard cut, heavy beat. Você não me merece. It means you don't deserve me. There's no context, just pure attitude. Then another jump. Dançar não sou aquela. Dancing, I'm not that one. The rhythm just keeps hitting you. This isn't about logic, it's about a feeling that's building up. And the last piece hits. Meu corpo quando vou deixar você na mira. My body when I'm going to leave you in my sights. You put it all together and it makes absolutely zero narrative sense. And you know what? That's the entire point. So what in the world was that? It wasn't a story, it was a vibe. And this kind of communication, it couldn't care less about plot or characters. It is all about making you feel something right now. In this case, maybe it's defiance, maybe confidence, or maybe just a cool, detached mood. It's all feeling, no story. Now, I know this can look like just a bunch of random internet nonsense, but it's actually a super effective way of communicating that's taken over platforms like TikTok and Instagram Reels. It's just speaking a completely different language, the language of the vibe. So how does this work exactly? Well, instead of a plot, you get a rush of emotion. It's a sensory thing, totally driven by the song choice, the quick cuts, the visual style. The repetition and the rhythm kind of hypnotize you. And because it's so abstract, you, the person watching, get to project your own feelings onto it. You decide what it means. And that's what makes it feel so personal and so powerful. So here we are, two powerful but totally different ways to grab our attention online. One is built on the clear logic of a story, and the other is built on the messy, immediate impact of an emotion. Let's put them head to head. So here's the bottom line. Narrative content, like Tamana's story, its goal is to teach or inform. It uses characters and a plot to build a little world for you, and you connect with it through empathy. Vibe content is different. Its goal is to just resonate. It doesn't ask you to follow along, it asks you to feel. It uses mood and style to create an atmosphere you can step into, and the connection is purely emotional. To put it really simply, a story connects with your mind. It gives your brain a little puzzle to solve and a nice, neat answer. A vibe, on the other hand, connects with your mood. It bypasses all that thinking and goes straight for the heart. Neither one is better, they're just two incredibly effective ways to capture our attention.
So the next time you're scrolling and you find yourself totally captivated by something, just stop for a second and ask yourself, what just hooked me? Was it the satisfying click of a well-told story? Or was it that immediate, can't quite explain it pull of a vibe? Once you start noticing the difference, you'll see your entire feed in a whole new way.